Joan was the only daughter of her father. Her mother died when she was still small, so her father raised her alone. Her father was a farmer and a respected man in the village. He believed in good name more than money. From the time Joan was young, her father told her one thing again and again. "My daughter, education is your husband for now. Face your book. Do not let men confuse you." Joan listened. She went to secondary school. She passed well. She went to the university. The whole village celebrated her graduation. People said, "This girl will change her family name." After graduation, Joan was happy when she saw her NYSC call-up letter. She was posted far away from home. Her father was worried, but proud. On the day she was leaving, her father called her and said, "Joan, you are now a woman. Remember our family name. When you are done with NYSC, come back the same way you are going." Joan nodded and promised. NYSC camp was new to Joan. New faces, new freedom, no father watching her movements. At first, everything was exciting. Morning drills, parade ground, orientation lectures, night social activities. Joan was careful in the beginning. She focused on her service. She avoided too much friendship with men. After camp, she was posted to a small town to teach in a secondary school. The place was quiet, very quiet. She stayed alone in a small room. No friends, no family, only phone calls to her father once in a while. Loneliness started entering her heart slowly. That was how Joan met Mark. Mark was not a corps member. He was a local man who helped NYSC members with accommodation and transport. He was friendly. He smiled a lot. At first, Mark only helped her with little things, buying food, showing her the area, helping her fix her leaking tap. Joan felt comfortable with him. Whenever she was tired, Mark would say, "You corps members suffer too much." He listened when she complained. He encouraged her. Slowly, friendship became closeness. Joan knew what her father warned her about, but loneliness can make people forget promises. One evening, rain fell heavily. Joan could not go out. Mark came to check on her. They talked, they laughed, they shared food. That night, they made a mistake. Joan cried later. She told Mark it must not happen again. Mark held her and said, "Don't worry, I am serious with you." She believed him. From that day, Mark became more serious. He talked about marriage. He talked about the future. He told Joan, "Finish your NYSC. I will come and see your father." Joan trusted him. Months passed. Joan noticed changes in her body. She felt weak. She missed her period. Fear entered her heart. She tested. She was pregnant. Joan told Mark. At first, Mark was quiet. Then he said, "Don't worry, we will handle it." After that day, his calls reduced. His visits stopped. Joan called again and again. No answer. Finally, Mark picked up one day and said, "I am not ready for this problem." That was the last time she heard his voice. Joan cried for days. She thought of abortion. She was afraid, but something in her heart told her not to. She continued NYSC with the pregnancy. People talked, people laughed, people judged. Some said, "See this one, NYSC spoiled her." Joan endured everything. When NYSC ended, Joan packed her things. Her belly was big now. She returned to her village. Her father saw her from afar. He noticed the belly immediately. He pointed at her and asked, "Why do you look like this? Are they overfeeding you people there?" Joan knelt down and cried. She said, "Papa, forgive me." Her father did not talk for a long time. The whole village waited. Finally, he said, "Stand up. We will talk inside." Joan told him everything. The man was silent. That night, he did not sleep. After Joan told her father everything, the house became quiet. too quiet. Her father did not shout. He did not beat her. That scared Joan more than anything. He only said, "Go and sleep." Joan lay on her mat that night, turning from one side to another. Her belly was heavy. Her heart was heavier. Early the next morning, her father called her again. He sat on a wooden chair outside the house. Joan knelt in front of him. He asked her only one question. "Is the man alive?" Joan answered, "Yes, Papa." Her father nodded and said, "Then this matter is not finished." News does not hide in a village. Before evening, people already knew that Joan came back pregnant. Women whispered. Men shook their heads. Some said, "We warned these NYSC girls." Others said, "Her father failed." Joan stayed indoors. Shame covered her like cloth. Her father sent people to look for Mark. They went to the town where Joan served. They returned with bad news. Mark had left the town. No one knew where he went. That night, Joan's father sighed deeply and said, "So this is how men behave now." After days of silence, Joan's father called the family elders. They sat together. They discussed. Some elders advised him to send Joan away. Some said she should be forced to find the man. But her father stood up and said, "My daughter made a mistake, but she will not be destroyed because of it." The elders were surprised. That evening, her father called Joan. He said, "You will stay in this house. Anyone who insults you insults me." Joan cried and held his legs. He added, "But remember this lesson for life." Months later, Joan gave birth to a baby boy. The labor was hard, but she survived. When her father carried the baby, he smiled for the first time since Joan returned. He said, "This child did not commit any sin." Life did not become easy immediately. People still talked, but with time, they got tired. Joan started teaching in a nearby school. She focused on her child. She did not wait for Mark again. 1 year later, Mark appeared. He came with fear in his eyes. He wanted forgiveness. He wanted to claim the child. Joan's father asked him one question. "Where were you when this child needed you?" Mark had no answer. Joan stood up and said, "I don't need you anymore." Mark left in shame. Joan raised her child with dignity. She became stronger. Her story became a lesson in the village. And her father always said, "Mistakes can happen, but responsibility is what makes a human being."